This is Flip Class video number 9. In this video, we'll talk about general text file format and a specific kind of text file format known as CSV file format. First, let's talk about text file. Text files are files that contain text only. We discussed about text before when we talk about character string. Texts are basically a bit stream that is encoding text using the ASCII table. So you can use the ASCII mapping table to translate a series of 1 and 0 into text. In the Windows environment, you can view text file using Notepad. So in a text file, it contains a sequence of characters encoded using the ASCII table. And this sequence of characters includes some special character, such as escape sequences. And we discussed escape sequence when we talk about character string. Escape sequence character include characters such as new line character, space character, the tab character, and so on. So here we have an example of a text file. In this text file, it contains 3 lines of character. And this basically text file just treat that as one sequence of text, starting with the first character, which is the capital E, and ending with the last character, which is an exclamation mark. Notice that the new line character is also included as one of the text in this sequence of text, which is represented using an escape sequence. Okay, and this sequence of text is basically just a sequence of 1 and 0. So the first character, the capital E, is encoded in 8, 1, and 0. As shown in this example, it is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. So there is a number of information I want to point out in this example. So this text file contains 44 characters. So therefore, the file size of this text file is 44 bytes because each one character consists of 8, 1, and 0. 8, 1, and 0 is 1 byte. So 44 character is 44 bytes. Okay. If you really count the number of characters on this text file, you may count that there only exists 42 characters, starting from the capital E and ending with the exclamation mark at the end. The reason of that is because it also contains 2 special characters, 2 escape sequence representing 2 new line character at the end of the first line and at the end of the second line. So there are 2 hidden character, which is the 2 new line character. Okay, so this example contains 42 characters plus 2 escape sequence. Therefore, it has 44 characters and it has 44 bytes. In general, text file usually has a file extension of .txt at the end under the Windows environment. However, I want to point out that this file extension is not required. You may have a file name of a text file with any file extension that you want. You may create your own file extension, or maybe you don't even need a file extension for a text file that you create. The CSV file format, the common separated value file format, is just like a text file, but it is a special kind of text file. In a CSV file, everything is represented in the text, and each line of the text file is representing one record. Each record contains many different fields, and we use the CSV file format to represent data storage. As a matter of fact, the CSV file format is being used by many different kind of applications, such as Excel and various different databases. It has been extensively used in mobile phone data storage and other applications such as phone book. So you can save your data in CSV file format, and it can be shared among various different kind of application. So you can open it up in Excel, you can open it up in database and things of that kind. And it is also cross-platform. That means data stored in a CSV file format can be opened, it can be processed by different operating system, Windows, Macintosh, or Linux, and it can also be processed by various different kind of applications such as Excel or the Microsoft Access database or MySQL or phone book application and things of that kind. So as we said, each CSV file is predefined with two things: a separator and which field is representing what data. So if you are a programmer and if you want to store your data in a CSV file, you want to define two things. What do you use as a separator? And what kind of data is represented in each field? And if you are a user and you are reading in input file, which is represented in the CSV file, then you need to understand what field is representing what data and what separator is being used in this CSV file. All right, so there are two things you need to understand before using CSV file format. What is used as a separator? What data is represented in each field? In this example, we define comma as a separator. So each comma in the CSV file is separating a field. Okay, and the first field here in this example is representing the name. The second field is representing a number, which can be representing a score for the person. In field number 3, it is a character string, which is defining the major of the student, for example. And field number 4 is a number, an integer, and it is representing, in this example, could be the year of the student. Okay. So in this example, we have 3 records. Each record contains 4 fields, and it represents different data represented, defined in the CSV file. Here, I'm showing you a practical example of a CSV file that I use. This is a CSV file that I use to keep track of the midterm score of each student. So the first field is representing a student ID of the student, and then the score for the multiple choice, the score for short question 1, short question 2, short question 3, short question 4, 5, and 6, and long question 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so you can see that each score is separate, each field is separated by a comma. And the first field is the student number, second field is the score for the multiple choice, and so on. And it can be opened using a notepad. It is just like any text file, but it is formatted so that it is representing a data that I defined. And as we said, CSV file can be opened by various different kind of application, and you can open it up using Excel, and the data that we represent will be presented in the nice format in the table form. When we come back in the lecture time, I'll show you how to read in CSV file, process this data using your Python program written by you, and then write the output and the report that you generate by your Python program into a CSV file format.